Hello and welcome to another Sleepy Dog video. This video we're going to show you more concrete pavement and we're going to show you the forms. First, here's a Cat 299 with the front end bucket taken off and they're using the forks, and those are the forms, and you can see forms way down there. So he's going to take those down to the guys, and you can see there's the form set up. Very simple. If you look, there's a pin holding them down, and then you've got the rebar in the middle. Now the rebar is on 18-inch centers by 30 inches, and you can see the black plastic. Those are what we call chairs, and there's a no-load transfer joint or an expansion joint, whichever you want to call it. Going to show you how far we've walked, and yeah, there you go. And that's the construction office there. Now this is skipped across the driveway, and you can see it's a pretty long run. Here we have a type C manhole. There's a storm sewer underneath there. It's a 7 foot by 3 foot. Now the triangle bars, those are number 4 bars. Those are put there to prevent cracking. And there I am. As you can see, the lid's not on right. So not really my job, but I figured it'd be good for the video. So we're going to walk down a little farther, and you can see they're showing you more of the forms, and they've got the low profile concrete barriers to keep the traffic from running off the road. Now here I'm showing you there's a corner. So any place that there's a corner, they put a couple of bars, and that prevents the cracking. Here we're back to another no-load transfer joint. Now remember, these bars, these dowels, they slide in and out of the red plastic. And so you've got 2 independent pieces of concrete, so when it gets hot and it expands, or it gets cold and contracts, it can move back and forth without cracking. And here we've got the 299 coming back. He's going to pick up more forms. He's looking at me like, why are you videoing me? But anyway, and there he goes. You can see the forms, and they're pretty heavy. It takes 2 guys to carry one of those forms. They're about 10 foot, I think, 8 or 10 foot. This is not really my job. So here we're back at the construction yard, and this is the construction entrance. Sorry about that, but there's 6-inch concrete rocks, so that when they drive out, in theory, it knocks the mud off the tires, but that's not really. So on the left side is a trucking company. On the right side is the contractor's yard. You can see he's got a couple containers. He's got a steel wheel roller back there for compacting, and there he is back there getting the forms, and they store them all the way in the back. And you can see on the left side over there, there's some storm sewer, and there's a light plant. So he's trying to get the maximum amount that he can get on there, and I just figured it'd be kind of cool to watch him. I didn't realize he was going to be back there that long, but here he comes. And we'll give you a close-up look of the forms. And I think they're 8 foot looking at them now, but I'll measure them tomorrow. And there's a close-up look, and the guy's looking at me again. Yeah, so he's going to take those about a quarter of a mile down the road, and they'll continue to install them. So here's the construction office. There's a bunch of water there, and there's my truck, foreignmre.com truck. So you see these things on the porch here? First I'll show you the barbecue pit. We barbecue out here sometimes, but who knows what these are? So I'll show you. Whenever you come in and your feet are muddy, these they clean the bottom and they clean the sides. Some more of the water. I have a please use the other door, so they don't use my office. And here's my office, very simple, just a chair and a set of plans. Here we are. They've started pouring the concrete. If you look on the left side, they've got the curb stirrups in. And this has a burlap drag finish to it. They still have to come back and put some curing compound on there. So I'm going to walk up here a little closer. This piece of concrete is already. Whoa, got to move out of the way. Whoa, that was close. So let me walk between this concrete truck. Now these concrete trucks, they weigh about 70, 80,000 depending on the mix and the water content, and showing you where we just came from the construction office there. That's a light plant. So anyway, the concrete trucks, they weigh about 70,000 pounds. They hold 10 yards of concrete. Now, this guy looks like he's standing in the concrete, but if you remember earlier, I showed the manhole, and this is him standing on the manhole, and he's finishing around it. And the guys up ahead, they're spreading the concrete out. Let me see if I can get a look at this guy here. There you go. And once the concrete dries, they can get it off that lid, and no problem at all. And he's looking at me like, why are you videoing me? And so this guy's got an edge trowel, and we'll walk on down here. And the guys have a concrete screed. Now, let's see if I can get a good shot. See, there's a 5 horsepower motor on the other side. There's a bar that runs from one side to the other, and it's off balance. So as it's turning, it's vibrating. And so look at the concrete in front. These guys are pushing it up, and look how it comes out the back. It's not quite finished, but it's got a pretty good finish on it. And you know, right behind him, all these guys are finishing the concrete. So these guys are really quick. They're not as quick as what it looks like. Obviously, I've sped it up. Here they are. They're dragging concrete. They call it mud. And this guy's dancing in there. Yeah. Not really. It's just the concrete truck is bouncing. He told him to stop. He's going to lower it down. And you got quite a few guys here just standing around. Now there's 10 yards of concrete in there. Here it comes. He's reversed the drum. And there comes the concrete. I think I double speeded this 2 times. It only takes him a couple of minutes to pour this whole truck out. It takes the guys a long time to finish it, obviously, but and you could just see one of the chairs got knocked over, which is no big deal. They're only there to hold the concrete in the center. So it keeps, the pavement is 9 inches. So the chairs keep the steel about 4.5 inches is what ideally it should be. The subgrade that he's walking on, that's the lime subgrade. You've seen that in a previous video. So he continues to pour it out. And now this guy's got a vibrator, and it's pretty powerful. As you can see, wherever he puts it, it just kind of moves the concrete. Now, it's not designed to move the concrete, and for over 40 years, I've been telling these guys, you don't spread it with that vibrator. It's just to get any honeycombs or air pockets out of it. But they continue to use it as to spread the concrete, and it really just, it kind of makes me mad. Most of these guys working this concrete have no idea what that vibrator does, or the air content, or adding water. Or they think the more water you add, it's easier to move the concrete, which is true. But when it cures by heat of dehydration. The water's got to evaporate, and it makes the concrete weaker. Oh, here we are again. He's pouring more of the concrete out. And then in a minute, they'll get on the screed. And there's a guy with the vibrator again. And look at him. He's just, la, 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 la. It's just going to keep using the vibrator to spread it. And again, that's not what it's for. He should be using it by the edge of the concrete mainly. So when you take the forms off, you don't see that honeycomb. And giving you a shot of the concrete coming down the chute. And that's, man, they can unload that truck. If they just put it on full, they can unload that truck in less than a minute. It's taking these guys usually about 2 minutes to unload the whole truck. And as you can see, that's it. That's the whole truck. emptied out. He's using the high-tech way of getting the mud out of the chute by using his hands. Okay, so here I'm going to show you guys using the concrete screed. Obviously, I've sped it up, but look how much time that saves. And this one here is a hand crank, so there's a guy on each side. He's cranking it, and when they get up to the end of the wire, they'll pull it back out, the end of the cable. They'll pull it out, and they'll continue to just wind and wind. And you can see the guy switching arms. He's tired, and now he's got to take a break. And there's a good shot of it right there. Well, there was till he got in the way. But you see the finish now. These guys, get out of the way. Come on, move it. Okay. And it doesn't take long. And this concrete pour here was about 390 yards. I think they ordered a kicker, which is a couple yards. And here's part of it that's finished. You can see it's kind of white. It's got curing compound on it. And I'll switch back over here on the other side of the driveway. This has the curing compound on it. And you can see the guys farther down where it's not completely finished. And those are your dowel pins. That's going to be a no-load transfer joint there. So they'll take those stakes out and when they connect it together. I think I'm standing on a driveway. And over here now, I'm going to give you a close-up look of the curb stirrups. Now, these are just number 3 bars, and they're like a stirrup. They stick it in the concrete, and they get about 4.5 to 5 inches of penetration, and that's going to be for your curb. And if you look back at the video, monolithic curb, you'll see what I'm talking about. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. And appreciate you watching. I hope to see you on the next video. Have a good day.